Hello out there in the crypto world. Today we've got to bring you up to date on what's taking place in the crypto markets. Look, we know with the invasion of Russia over Ukraine and just a few hours ago, what Joe Biden has announced sanctions that will be for a long period of time. How is that going to affect, even if Russia pulls out tomorrow? Will there be effects on the economy? Yes, there will. Let's talk right now about how that's going to affect cryptocurrency and possibly your investments. There's a lot concerned out there. We talked about it over this last few days and a week ago too. Look back at some of the videos about what could be taking place if Russia does invade Ukraine, what's going on in Canada with the seizures of banks. What's cryptocurrency doing in this right now, and how is it feeling in the market? Well, let's put it this way. Cryptocurrency is the young man on the block. You know, it's never been tested like this before. It was made for these kind of crisis opportunities, or in other words, some place for us to go to that had some different medium which we can have for exchange. Joe Biden comes out a few hours ago, announces no matter what Russia does with Ukraine now, they could stop tomorrow. The effects that Joe Biden and his administration needed to make an excuse for the economy that was going to collapse anyway and not have to bear the burden of so much government spending on his programs. He needs Putin to be the bad guy. No matter what, he's come out a few hours ago, said that we as Americans, talking to Americans now, we're all going to pay a price now to defend freedom. Well, it's funny, he wasn't there to save Hong Kong, wasn't there, he's not there on the borders of India, hasn't been there to help out those poor people, those truckers in Canada. But Putin, he's a bad guy because he's attacking Ukraine. Oh, I forgot about that. I think Joe Biden gets paid by Ukraine every year, if I'm not mistaken, Hunter Biden. So what's this going to do? This is an excuse now for governments. You have the G7 that have all aligned, and they are going to actually prepare themselves for war with Russia. The United States is sending thousands of troops to the G7 nations, promising we're not going to get involved, but we will defend if Putin decides to move on other countries. Ironically to all of this, even though I did not vote for Donald Trump, going back in hindsight, I didn't vote for him either, but to be clear on that, but going back in hindsight, I think that maybe the better option was to leave him in power, because during this administration, we had no threats of war. It was just all talk. And now we find out that was all made up blubber. What's going to do to our crypto market? That's what you want to know right now. Here's what's taking place. We've seen over the last week, as we look into USD, we're looking at where are you going to go? When we jump into the screen here, we're looking at where are you going to go right now? Financially, we still have to exist, okay? Biden is saying, hey, with these sanctions that are going to come out, we're going to sanction their oil, their bank accounts in the U.S. and in these European countries. We're going to shut off. We're going to shut down the ruble. Hey, you know what? Putin doesn't need the U.S. And I don't think Putin's going to lay down and take this. And that's why they're preparing for Putin to attack other countries. Putin only wants a piece of Ukraine right now. But if you're going to blow this up, he already knew what was coming. That's why he spent a couple weeks ago in China during the Olympics. That was just another front for them to get together. Putin and China and Xi are on the same page. Xi has got a digital yuan. The ruple's going to come out digital as well. How are you going to affect that? You're not going to be able to control the movement through a lot of banking systems. There is over half the economy right there in the world between those two, plus oil production. Putin just shut that down. Biden's done a really good job with that in the United States. Where's all this going to go? I'm not here to bag on certain governments. We could do that. But I want to talk to you about how it's going to affect our cryptocurrencies. We said all along that cryptocurrency is the light at the end of the tunnel. It's the hope. What you saw was this huge exodus, a movement out of cryptocurrency. You saw Bitcoin, Ethereum, these altcoins, Planet Watch down to sometimes like it's lows for many months. You've got even Helium hitting down below the 20 mark. And now what are they doing? They're starting to move back up. We've always said you're going to see cryptocurrency come down, and you're going to see there's going to be no alternative. Where are they going to go to? Well, we can go to the dollar. We can go to government bills and bonds. Okay, well, that sounds good during war, but you're going to pay a low percentage, but it's something guaranteed at least. All right, so maybe a percentage of these institutional funds are going to go to bonds. But then again, is the dollar really that secure? What's going to happen with the dollar? Because Russians already come out and said that they're going to actually attack the dollar. The dollar is going to hit inflation. Biden even admitted it today. We're going to pay a price. Gas prices, we're going to do a lot about it. He's promising we're going to do a lot about it. Yeah, if you believe that, then maybe you should go into some other market. So, gas prices are going to spike, most likely. Electricity, energy is going to spike, most likely. Products are going to become more expensive. Even in the United States now, you're having a hard time finding things on the shelves. You're seeing bank accounts being seized like it's nothing. Government also, U.S. government seizes bank accounts in Afghanistan and their central bank, saying that Afghanistan owes the United States. You just seize people's bank accounts? You got people's bank accounts that are not just Afghan, and maybe not everybody else guilty of that. Wasn't the whole country. So, what do we have that's going to take place? Do we got a bank system we can go to, we confide in? Now with what's going on in Canada right now and what the U.S. is doing, they're abusing that. They're seizing assets, private property of Russians. So what we're going to go to? Real estate? Maybe if you're U.S., you can go to real estate. That's a good place to go. But with inflation, real estate's going to be good as well, a good hedge. Yeah, that could be. But you're also going to have banks where it's going to be higher to actually get your loan. So you could go real estate. That's an option. I was heavily invested in real estate too in 2008. What'd that do for us? Saw millions of dollars in losses. Where are we going to find it that's going to be more secure? In the dollar that's going to devalue? Now, even worse, if Russia attacks the dollar and we had now these, we're going to reorganize the whole trade unions. Well, the dollar doesn't look like it's a good safe haven either. So what do we do? USDC, USDT, UST, where do we go? We move there? Well, let's take a look and see if people are moving there or not. We've seen some of that movement over the last few weeks. We've seen them increase, but not a whole lot. We saw crypto drop. What's the other options? Gold? Okay, well, gold, let's take a look at that too. Silver? Take a look at that too. Platinum? Let's take a look at those right now. Let's see where people are going, what those are doing. Because you saw a move out of cryptocurrency into gold, into other precious metals, and into T-bills and bonds and so forth in the United States. So where are we moving with this right now? Let's take a look at this right now. And what do we think is going to happen? Let's look at this now. You look at the USD, UUSD. You've had about almost $2 billion of movement. Your market cap right now is about $53 billion. You've had about $2 billion of movement since the beginning of the month. So you've seen some movement there. Let's go here. What do we got here? Tether. So USDT. We've seen, let's go market cap here. We've seen a market cap 79 billion. You got about $1.5 billion of movement since the first of the month, moving into Tether. Let's go someplace else that we think is even safer yet, which is the safer of the three, as far as we're concerned, would be Terra, which would be UST. Here you've only seen a little bit of about $1 billion in market cap move into for holding. So people are moving out. You got a lower $3 billion. We can account for it now. Where's the rest of the money going in crypto? They have left crypto over the last month. Where's that at? Well, some of that's from institutional money, which is going into T-bills with the Fed coming out, talking about rate hikes. They talked about, 3, they went to 7. Now they're down to 6 rate hikes this year. Let's have to wait and see what's going to happen. They're trying to cool off. They're actually selling off the reducing their portfolio with the Fed holds. And that's not going to be good for economy. So we're going to economy on the way down, inflation on its way up. Now gas prices, we got all these different commodities going to be affected because Russia was our main providers of wheat, not to mention palladium and other precious metals and other metals, industrial metals. Russia's a main exporter in the world. So if we're going to shut off and sanction Russia, where's that going to come from? Well, supply is going to get lower. That's only going to hurt inflation. Biden admitted this morning. What's the alternative? Let's take a look here. Gold? Well, let's look at gold. Gold was pushing almost 2,000. Gold is down to 1,900. It's actually come down some. Silver's kind of like, look, silver was there, peaked a little bit. It's already coming back down. That's kind of funny, huh? Yeah, this morning it was a little higher. Now it's already come back down. You got platinum. Platinum also come back down. Palladium also on its way back down. Let's take a look at gold. You've seen it up, and then you've seen that peak here. Wednesday here, you've got yesterday, then boom, we're coming back down here. We're dropping down. We got up to above that 1920, 1930 mark here, and then we're back down to about 1900. We're going to look at now our cryptocurrencies. If we start out the morning, this morning, we saw Bitcoin was as low as in the 35 range, now up above the 38 range. Same with you had Ethereum. Ethereum was also down, now starting to come back up again. The funny thing is, what we've said here all along is because cryptocurrency is the new boy on the block, it hasn't been tested, but there is no place else to go. And with the attack on bank accounts and the financial institutions with the government showing that financial institutions cannot be confided in, you're going to see, I strongly feel here, more people moving back into cryptocurrencies, because in cryptocurrencies, you can actually still get a good return and you actually have an alternative. So what takes place? You say, well, if the banks like in Canada won't let you take the money out of cryptocurrencies, I see this as a positive. I was talking to my wife about this morning. She said, yeah, but if you can't take the money out, the bank accounts like they're doing in Canada, then what are you going to do to cryptocurrency? I say, well, if everybody else can't take their money out, they're going to find the banks, everybody's going to start taking cryptocurrency at the stores. You think that's true? Well, how much do you know about cryptocurrency? If you think that's true, then you understand that cryptocurrency really is our next alternative. And I do believe that to be true. You're already going to see people now broaden that base that are going to accept cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency was made for this kind of environment. Now is the test going to come, and I think you're going to see that the new boy on the block is going to be tested. They're going to hold out, they're going to hodl, but what, in dollar that's going to devalue every day? Not for long. Where else are you going to go with it? So you're going to see, we strongly feel here, DeFi IoT, a movement back into cryptocurrency, and you're already seeing that just over the last 24 hours, 48 hours. I left cryptocurrencies, the news of what came out about the invasion, and now you're seeing already people moving back into cryptocurrencies. You're going to see, we strongly feel, cryptocurrencies begin to show what they really are for and gain more confidence and more notoriety in the form of being more well-known amongst the people now as an alternative for us to turn to. We need to educate our neighbors. DeFi IoT Latin America, help us do that. Hit the like button, that thumbs, turn that red, subscribe to Gray if you haven't done already. Please, let's get out there and show people there's still hope. There is light in the tunnel, no matter what happens. We got a market here, and the governments can come in and do whatever they want, but thanks to a great world republic, us, always there will be platforms that will allow us to trade on and to move on and to survive on. And that I am very confident in. We will talk to you tomorrow. We hope you enjoyed this segment of our video with DeFi IoT. Remember, we're not professional advisors. We do this as a business, as a hobby, and we study, we experiment, and we want to share it with you. If you can get some benefit from this, great. What we do is we go out, we purchase with our own money, and we experiment to see what true results are. We want you to be able to share in our experiences so you don't have to lose like we have. If you can win where we've won, fantastic. Remember to do your own research and your own homework. It's very important before you make any decisions. We will see you in our next video.